I don't know. I watched iRobot and I was like, this would be an awesome book, and it was a book. I feel like I'm also kind of a contrarian, so if I hear about shit, like, I ain't never listened to Pink Floyd yet. It took me so long to tap into the Beatles, but Flowers for Algernon bangs. Yeah. I love that shit. Fela, This Bitch of a Life by Carlos Moore. So fire. Very complicated individual. They say, like, don't meet your heroes. Sometimes you shouldn't read about him, because honestly, I thought he was just like the god of Afro-funk, all this stuff, but didn't do some nice things. But very politically inclined cat, which I liked. Like, a lot more politically inclined than like a Bob or like a James Brown. Being a real political activist in the shit, getting tortured by the Nigerian government. Like, it's really gnarly, the stuff that they did to Calacuta and his like compound, but he just kept fighting. I love that one just because I love Fela. Polygamy's very normal there, and he had like 27 wives, and then at the end of the book they interview all the wives, and seemingly they're all cool with the situation, but you never really know exactly what they're going to tell the interviewer. Like, a lot of his wives were like, my least favorite thing about Fela is like, he's so generous to other people almost before his own people, fighting for Nigerian people more than his like own family. But he's like obviously like such a funky individual, but like when you listen, like how we were talking, like Yellow Fever, like that's one of the funkiest, funnest songs to dance to, but it's about skin bleaching in Africa. Who stole my bleaching, my precious bleaching? And then you listen to the words and you're like, oh, this is very sad, very dark and sad. But that book was really, really fun to read. I really liked it, just learning more about him specifically. Can't fully remember who wrote it. I can't remember his name. Brothers and Keepers. It's about brother, like he's talking to his brother as he's going to jail, and he's like kind of on the run. There's like a specific instance where like he sees his brother and his brother's walking to the car, and like in between him walking to the car, it's like 12 pages of like thought and analogies and all this, and it's like, it's a little slow for me. Yeah, I've been reading more seriously the last like 2 years and like trying to get more into like very introspective shit like that, but it's a little hard to read. I kind of put it down and like went off to other things. Right now, just because you like read one thing and then you're like, oh, I gotta keep reading him. Isaac Asimov, loving all his robot stories, love the Foundation series. I love how so much of his books it's amazing, the world building and then the connectivity that he can have, like 6 books in, connecting back to like a prequel. I really couldn't stop reading Asimov stuff. He's just like, love how he writes. He's such an interesting individual. Like, I've taken a break because I read like 12 things back to back, but I'm definitely gonna go back. I'm saving the last of the Foundation series just so I can like I don't want it to end yet. The predictions this guy made, apparently like talking about using stem cells for diabetes, like he was talking about this way back in the day, even like handheld computers, like all this stuff, and especially reading it in hindsight and with like where we're at now technologically, it's like, how was this dude guessing what this shit's gonna be? But I guess he just saw the context clues of where technology was going and could just see third eye where we couldn't, and then now we're like, yeah, we got handheld phones, we're using stem cells for all this different types of research, and just incredible mind of this guy in like 1950. That's what fucks me up. Late to Heaven, Ursula K. Le Guin. I mean, we know about sci-fi, like robots and like imperial stuff, but hers was just such a very like tangible way to get into sci-fi, because it's like not too crazy. It's dreams that become reality and then end up affecting reality. I really, really enjoyed that book. Another one, what really got me into reading was music books. A homie told me, like, if you want to read, just read books of shit that you're into. And so I read Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks, and talks about like how people with dementia who have no recollection of who they were, their past, hear a song, sing a song, right back to where they were, or even just that instance. Talks about music therapy and how that can help people with schizophrenia. It can help like non-mobile people, like they start dancing and shit. And it really just showed how like magical music was. And I think it also talks about how cross-culturally music has always been a thing, like no matter here, there, like everyone always has music a part of their culture. It really just shows like, yeah, music is for sure magic. Third one, Life in Slow Revolution, about DJ Screw, just a biography about him. The author did such a good job connecting so many parts of his life to like interviews with his sister, past interviews, just telling about his life, how he's making these great tapes and like having like 6 blocks of cars lined up, and he's just at the gate selling tapes, and just another just connectivity of music thing. And we all talk about like the Cockatoo Twins slowed and reverbed or like vaporwave and all this shit, but he was just doing it just for the love of it, and recognize that slowing music down can give you such a great perspective on it. But like that book, I mean, I was a fan before, but it got me so much more into listening to his music after. I was like, wow, he's really like, he's the truth. R.I.P. He did not take care of himself like he would. If he did, we'd have like fucking Bruno Mars chopped and screwed shit, like would be so dope. Like, we're Screwed Up Click. What's up? See, he's with us right now, bro. Shout out. Dude, I read 1984 and I was like, this is not that dope. It's like you'd want there to be some hope in it. It's like the most pessimistic shit. And it's like, sure, we can be nihilist about all this stuff or whatever, but you'd want there to be like maybe a little shining hope at the end or whatever. Also, like the main character was like little boring, not that much development through him. I feel like he was just used to push the plot forward a little bit, but I just didn't connect with it that much. I feel like I've tapped into better books that are kind of the same ilk. I haven't heard too much talk about Flowers for Algernon.
Oh,
that was like one that a lot of us had to read in school and shit. I read that book because I love Algernon Cadwallader. And I was like, where did y'all get this freaky ass name? I really like that book in terms of only seeing it from this one character's perspective. A little underrated, even though it's another classic. The new Jim Crow, straight up. We got a lot of progressive people out here, and a lot of y'all haven't tapped in with that shit, and there's some insane truths in that shit. Like, we got more people in the institutions right now than we had enslaved in like the mid 1800s. More people a part of the system. And even that, like, fact, I remember like I just had to write it out and put it on my wall just to not forget. I can't remember the exact amendment, but it's like, yo, slavery's illegal unless used for punishment. And it's like, yo, dog, that shit is not okay. And a lot of people don't even think about how mass incarceration is fully a new form of slavery. I mean, like, niggas is going to jail for weed for like years. Everyone should read that book just for like literally just the mind-blowing facts in it. You think it's science fiction, bruh. You think this shit ain't real, but no, you just do a little bit of research. That shit's all real. It's kind of scary. I mean, you're a skater, I'm a skater. We deal with police sometimes, but it's like, bro, one like wrong look and you could just get stuck in a system where you can't even get out because they won't see you, they won't hear you, they won't even like look at your case because of like whatever, your last name, your skin color, this, that, and the other. The Bible, I got like a really religiously coded life. Like, I'm not really religious, but I be hitting a God's plan. I feel blessed and I feel like gratitude is such a big part of that. But also it's just like my mom loves the Lord and the Bible and shit, and I feel like I just want to read it just to see how she connects with it and stuff. And I don't think I'm about to get like straight Bibleized. Like, I'm not about to get like super religious after reading or anything, but and I'm sure there's so much shit in our everyday lives that we don't even realize is so connected to the Bible and shit. It's just a book. There's stuff you can learn from it. You should probably take that shit with like a fucking pillar assault. Shout out to Thermals. I've always been super into language, and I love hip hop, and I love like hearing a bar. Like a feeling that you've felt for a long time and it's put into words, and you're like, how did you get to that with the language that we have, which is already so limited? But one sentence fully recognizing a feeling that you've never known you even felt. I love just like that like eureka moment of being like, that's what I've wanted to say, but I've never ever had the grasp of language to be able to say it. Yeah, literally one sentence, and you're just like, exactly. It's definitely some shit inside your body or your brain that you're like, I've had this thought, I've had this feeling, I've had these urges or whatever, and then like, yeah, a writer puts it onto paper and you're looking at it too. That's a big part of it too, seeing the words and looking at it and being like, exactly. But I would never have been able to come to that in my own language or within my own processes or anything like that. But like, I know there's so many books, there's so many words to get to, and like so many sentences. Like, I can't even imagine the thoughts and feelings that I have that I can't recognize yet until I read and see those words. Like that shit's, I'm like mad excited about that. I mean, it's like, yeah, the more you read, the more you like learn about your own thoughts, because you see people having those thoughts, but they're able to write them down, and then when you try to speak them, it's like doesn't really come out, but then you see it and you're like, that's it. That's what I was thinking. And that happens in music all the time, with writing and poetry all the time. But when it's like just a story and it's like two characters talking, and then the character says something to the other character, and you're like, wait, I've been trying to say that to someone for so long, and that's a way to process it. I always try to like either highlight it or like on my Kindle get a little highlight notation so I can like look back on it and be like, that was like mind-blowing sentence, would never have came up with. Love that shit. It's like actually the best shit. Fucking like get that. Hold on, cut. Got shit flying away. Sorry about that, gangster. Sorry, man. Oh, he was ticked off. Come on, bro. You're driving in a car. You're happy. I'm like, bro, you living in New York complaining about anything. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's crazy. What were we talking about? That made me tight. That got me mad.